Nigeria celebrates International Women's Day with the theme for all women and girls, rights, equality and empowerment. Female military veterans advocate better living conditions for vulnerable women, visit IDPs and distribute food items. Information Minister echoes President Bola Tinubu's message, assures of his administration's determination to make life meaningful for all Nigerians. Hello and welcome to this abridged version of the news desk at 6 on NTA News 24. We're live in Abuja. I am Dennis Adegunloye. Nigeria's First Lady Oluremi Tinubu has called on women to endeavor to lift each other up one woman at a time. This is in her message commemorating this year's International Women's Day celebration, extolling the strength and achievements of all women and girls across Nigeria and the world. The First Lady says the theme for the celebration, for all women and girls, rights, equality, empowerment, serves as a powerful reminder of the need to reaffirm commitment to building a society where every woman and girl can thrive, free from discrimination and limitations. She notes that it is time for women to make this happen, urging them to stand up and play their part. Meanwhile, Speaker of the House of Representatives Tajuddin Abbas says Nigeria needs women to be at the forefront of development. In a message to mark International Women's Day, the Speaker canvasses empowerment of women's rights or women rights from childhood, saying they are critical to the development of any nation. He calls for their deployments at the forefront when executing developmental projects and programs at various leadership levels. He notes that as Speaker of the 10th House of Representatives, he has been leading campaigns for protection of the girl child and the inclusion of women in politics and governance in Nigeria due to their critical roles in society. While congratulating Nigerian women as they mark International Women's Day, Abbas says the time is apt for accelerated action on women inclusion in governance. And Female Military Veterans Association of Nigeria is advocating better living conditions for vulnerable women in the country. This was during their visit to the internally displaced persons camp in Durumi, Abuja, where they distributed food to women and children. Founder of the association, Morenike Henry, says the gesture is to draw attention to women in vulnerable communities and help them overcome their challenges. Head of the IDP camp appreciated sacrifices of the female veterans even after leaving active service. We'll bring you details of this report subsequently. Staying with International Women's Day, the 2025 commemoration is significant to Nigerian women looking forward to a brighter prospect and opportunities. The transformative commitment of President Bola Tinubu to give women hope is evidence with the move to increase budgetary allocations to the Ministry of Women Affairs. This is the opinion of the Minister of Women Affairs, Iman Suleiman Ibrahim, as she x-rays benefits for celebrating Nigerian women. Ngozi Teknikio reports.
The Minister of Women Affairs, while commending the President Bola Tinubu's led government for breaking the barrier for the first time in the history of the ministry, said that the future is bright for Nigerian women as the ministry will scale up on its Women Economic Empowerment Program, the ministry's legacy project, National Electronic Dashboard, and EU-UN Spotlight Initiative with the ministry to tackle GBV.
Structured support for women entrepreneurs under the Nigeria for Women project Scale Up, which we just commenced. We will be reaching a minimum of 4.5 million women nationwide to bridge that gap. We must accelerate efforts towards political inclusion, ensuring that women have a seat at the table, not as token, but as equal partners in governance and development.
She therefore emphasized that the UN Commission on the Status of Women, CSW, for 2025 will afford Nigerian delegates opportunity to forge stronger global partnerships and amplify the collective commitment to gender justice and empowerment. The minister called on women to use the opportunity of the International Women's Day to strengthen their unity, determination, and commitment to tackling the challenges that have held them back from realizing the full potentials of Nigerian women and girls. In Abuja, Ngozi Technical, NTA News.
President of the Customs Officers' Wives Association, Kikelomo Adeni, is emphasizing the need to continue to empower women to reach their full potential, thereby providing meaningful support for their spouses and families. Adeni, in a message at the program held at the Nigeria Customs Service headquarters in Abuja, believes when women are empowered, they become catalysts for positive change, driving growth and development in their families, communities, and society at large. The event, which drew customs officers' wives from across the FCT, featured a panelist discussion bordering on making women create a brighter future for themselves as they continue to push boundaries, challenging stereotypes, and advocating for a more inclusive and equitable world. Now, earlier we were joined by Asmao Benzies-Leo, a woman advocate. She further highlighted government's efforts in protecting the rights of women in Nigeria.
Okay, thank you for this very important opportunity to be here in the studio live to share the celebration of the Nigerian woman and her contribution over the years. Pre-independence, we have seen how Nigerian women have also fought side by side with their male counterparts to ensure that Nigeria got its independence. And through the many years of military regime, we have seen how also many Nigerian women were also in the forefront of the return of democracy. And even where we are today, there are a lot of women in all sectors of the economy, from the financial sector, development sector, even to governance. Nigerian women are doing excellently well, both domestically, even at the global level. So today for me is a special day that I am here celebrating myself as a woman. To survive in Nigeria as a woman is really a very worthy time to celebrate ourselves, because we have gone through a lot as a nation and Nigerian women are still standing. So it is indeed a great day to celebrate all women and all sisters, not just in Nigeria, but across the world.
Okay, but let's also look at some of the issues in the team and the sub-team, which has to do with unlocking gender equality and addressing issues of discrimination and harassment and violence against the women. What's your take on that, Ma?
So a lot of things are happening, both in Nigeria and globally. The woman, especially the girl child, have become an endangered species, whether in school, whether at home, whether on the street, whether in offices, or even at the highest level of governance. Women are suffering from one form of stigmatization, marginalization, harassment, discrimination. But you know what? One thing I love about all these things is the resilience of women to bounce back even better than they were. That is the key thing that we need to look at. Women are not solely victims. We are also active participants in governance. But what is lacking is the recognition for people, the society, to look at the contribution of the woman in the home front, in her office, in her work, even in the public space, at the highest form of leadership.
That was Asmao Benzies-Leo, women's advocate, speaking on International Women's Day. We'll take a short break. More reports in a moment. Stay with us.
I am Oluremi Tinubu, the global and national Stop TB champion. Many people have asked why I've chosen to champion the fight against a disease like tuberculosis. My reason stems from a deep personal experience. I once had a friend who unfortunately fell ill and concealed the nature of his sickness until it was too late. Eventually, after he passed, we discovered he had tuberculosis. Sadly, due to the stigma and discrimination surrounding the disease, he would not speak up or seek for help. His death was a painful reminder that we could have intervened and saved a life if only we had known earlier. Tuberculosis is an airborne disease that primarily affects the lungs, but can also impact other parts of the body. Being airborne means anyone, regardless of their social economic status, can contract it. In Nigeria, 1 person dies of TB-related illness every 7 minutes, amounting to 206 deaths every day. Globally, 1 person succumbs to TB every 25 seconds, which is a staggering 3,456 lives lost daily. These deaths are entirely preventable because TB is curable if detected and treated early. If you or someone you know has been coughing for 2 weeks or more, coughing up blood, experiencing night sweats, or losing weight drastically, it might be TB. Please visit the nearest government hospital or primary health care center for proper diagnosis and treatment. TB treatment is free in all government and some private health facilities. Let us also remember not to stigmatize or discriminate against TB patients or those who have been treated for TB. Individuals who have been cured of TB cannot infect others. I call on all stakeholders, especially the private sector, to join us in the fight to end TB in Nigeria. Together, we can make a difference. Remember, TB anywhere is TB everywhere. End TB by 2030. Yes, we can.
Thanks for staying with us. The Female Military Veterans Association of Nigeria is advocating better living conditions for vulnerable women in the country. This was during their visit to the internally displaced persons camp in Durumi, Abuja, where they distributed food to women and children. Founder of the association, Morenike Henry, says the gesture is to draw attention to women in vulnerable communities and help them overcome their challenges.
In order to save children from that, I think we should come to this kind of a place and see what we can do to them, both the women, and help them out of this situation for us to have a good world.
We want them to use the land around there to, plans a few things. They should not always depend on government, but we as association will keep on coming to encourage them and train them. The small thing they have, they should make use of it.
Head of the IDP camp appreciated sacrifices of the female veterans even after leaving active service.
The kids were happy, everybody's happy, you can see people in action. In fact, the veterans are veterans, the world veterans, you can see it on their faces. You can see the love for mankind. They sacrifice, they sign, they live to see the day.
Minister of Arts, Culture, Tourism and Creative Economy, Hannatu Musa Musawa, joins the global community in celebrating Nigerian women's strength, resilience and creativity. The minister congratulates Nigerian women who were honored at the 2025 Forbes Women Africa Awards, including Dr. Ngozi Okonjo-Iweala, who received the Lifetime Achievement Award, and Tiwa Savage, recipients of the Media Icon Award. Notable awardees include Arun Maote, Nisi Ogulu, Hepzibah Akinwale, and Eniola Shokumbi. She says these exceptional individuals demonstrate the excellence that African women are known for. The Federal Ministry of Arts, Culture, Tourism and Creative Economy is committed to supporting and empowering women in the arts, culture and creative sectors. And the China Cultural Center in Abuja joined Nigeria and the world to commemorate International Women's Day with a special celebration bringing together key figures, including Nigerian women and other notable members of the Chinese community. The theme of the day focused on honoring the achievements of women globally, as well as exploring the way forward in advancing gender equality. Suleiman Abdul Wahab reports.
The event was filled with songs and poetry that highlighted the essence of a woman. The ambience of some of the songs resonated deeply as many came forward to the podium to emphasize the importance of celebrating women. They noted their essential role in society and the need for recognition, respect, and equal opportunities.
Well, my message to our Nigerian women is to keep strong and have a focus. There is so much we have in Nigeria. If we water our own plant, we will have a lot of grain.
The China ambassador to Nigeria, Yutin Hai, alongside the director overseeing the office of the permanent secretary, Nigerian Federal Ministry of Arts, Culture, Tourism and Creative Economy, Obi Rafai, who represented Minister Anatu Musawa, extended heartfelt greeting to Nigerian women, both at home and abroad, recognizing their resilience and achievements.
Because we believe that gender shouldn't have been never a barrier for human exploration. Women is the drivers of the human civilization and also economic development. We would like to work with Nigeria to improve the gender equality and also the women empowerment.
It's a very well organized event. You can see the area of women, the performances, the presentations, the speeches, and like I said in my own, this world would not have been without women. Women is the beginning and end of this world.
As the celebration concluded at the Chinese Cultural Center, the event serves as a reminder of the critical role women play in society. It is a hope that such events will continue to inspire dialogue on women's rights and empowerment, ensuring that their stories and future are celebrated and safeguarded. In Abuja, Suleiman Tabu Abdul Wahab, NT News.
We're staying with International Women's Day, which has been described as a period of the year when good-spirited individuals and groups who are giving attention to less privileged women and children in society advocate better life for vulnerable women, especially widows, with empowerment programs and skills acquisition. The latest is the Buhari Women Skills Acquisition and Processing Center at Banboni area of the FCT. A support program from the Helpline Social Support Initiative, Abuja, to strengthen the businesses of vulnerable women who usually bear the brunt of the country's current economic realities. The project is also being supported by partners which include FCT Women Affairs Secretariat, Dr. Dayo Benjamins, Lani, and Team Ramatu, a foundation of former Minister of State FCT, among others.
So let's work together to dismantle the barriers that hinder women's progress. Today, we can create a society where women are not only participants but leaders in all areas of life.
When a woman has the tool she needs to succeed, she uplifts her family. Here we are creating a sanctuary where women can harness their skills, access resources and build sustainable livelihood.
The road may be long, but together we will continue to forge pathways of empowerment for every woman, ensuring that they have the tools to reshape their futures.
When you empower women, you give her a voice. She will be able to speak. She will not be silent.
Yes. This place, we are in the midst of people where we have more manpower. The environment is very, very conducive, very comfortable. And to even crown it all, Dr. Jumai, God will bless her for us. She made effort to give us a borehole.
So I thank Helpline and I thank Madam Jumai. I thank them very well because she is one that put life into the widows.
So the news now. President Bola Tinubu says his administration is determined to make life meaningful for all Nigerians. This was contained in his message at the Nigerian Television Authority, FRCN, and VON 19th Annual Ramadan Lecture in Kaduna. Represented by the Information and National Orientation Minister, Mohammed Idris, President Tinubu emphasized issues that promote peaceful coexistence, national unity, and religious tolerance, and how the Islamic scholars can play critical roles in politics to ensure justice, fairness, and equity. Guest lecturer Sheikh Morufu Abdulaziz of NAFSAT harped on fighting corruption through personal accountability and religious teachings promoting integrity, honesty, and good governance, saying religious extremism is un-Islamic, but rather meaningful dialogue should be promoted. That concludes the news desk at 6 on NTA News 24. Thanks for watching. I am Dennis Adegunloye.